Welcome back. You're watching Investors Guide in ET. Now it's time to take a look at our taxes. Suresh Surana is here to help us answer those questions. Suresh, thank you for joining us. Our first question comes in from Rajneesh. He's an NRI based in Dubai. He tells us he holds a tax residency certificate. Now, he sold some units of a debt mutual fund which he was holding in India, and he gained capital gains. And he wants to know whether he's going to have to pay capital gains tax in India. What should he do?
Yes, Rajneesh, in your case, you are a resident of Dubai. You are holding a tax residency certificate, and India has signed a double taxation avoidance agreement with the UAE, of which Dubai is a part. So, as per Article 13 of the double tax avoidance agreement between India and UAE, only the shares of Indian company when you sell, those are subject to tax in India. The unit of a mutual fund are not shares, and therefore they would not be subject to tax in India, and this is a benefit which you can claim. Recently, one of the Mumbai tribunal decision has also upheld this view in the case of India-Swiss double taxation avoidance agreement. So, you can certainly claim that it will not be subject to tax in India.
You have another question from Paul D'Souza, who's written in. Now, he says there's a lot of news on the Black Money Act recently. He wants to know what provisions it has on domestic transactions and other cash purchases. Suresh?
Yes, Mr. Paul, indeed, the new Black Money Act has already become operative. It was passed by both the houses of parliament, and the president gave approval on the 26th of May, and it has also been published in the official gazette on 27th of May 2015. This is already operative from 1st April 2015 onwards. But contrary to the name of the act and the popular belief that this is not covering black money in all the aspects, it is only covering the foreign assets and foreign income. So if you have any domestic transaction which is not fully reported, either in the form of whatever, that is not covered by this new law. But having said that, the existing law, there are enough provisions, like under the Income Tax Act there is a tax of 30% plus surcharge and cess on such income, and also there is a penalty up to 3 times of the tax involved even under the present law. So this while the new law is not applicable to you, but under existing law there are enough penal provisions, except that this will not be covered by the Prevention of Money Laundering Act, and the rigorous imprisonment provisions which are there in the new law, which are far more severe, will not be applicable to domestic black money transactions.
Faisal writes in, he's an NRI as well, this time from Singapore. He says a few years ago there was a proposal in the income tax law where it was proposed that NRIs will lose their non-residential status if they stay in India for more than 60 days in a year. He wants to know if that proposal has been implemented. If I'm not mistaken, Suresh, that was part of the DTC or the Direct Tax Code. So that hasn't been implemented yet, has it?
Yes, I mean, this was a very major concern for a lot of non-resident Indians who are living in different parts of the world like US, UK, Singapore, UAE. And at present, as you know, NRIs can stay up to 181 days in a financial year and still be a non-resident for tax purposes. There was a proposal in the Direct Tax Code bill in 2010 that this period will be reduced to 60 days only, and if the person is in India for more than 60 days in the financial year and more than 365 days in the previous 4 financial year put together, he will be treated as a tax resident of India. But the Direct Taxes Code bill never was passed, and the new government has already announced that they do not intend to implement the Direct Tax Code. So the law continues as it was, and therefore you can stay in India up to 181 days without losing your tax status.
Well, unfortunately, that brings us to the end of this episode of Investors Guide. If you have any questions at all, write to us. Our email ID is at the bottom of your screen. So is my Twitter handle. And of course, you'll find a copy of this show on our Facebook page. Suresh, thank you so much for answering our questions this week.
So, thank you very much.
Tune in next week and catch Investors Guide. Thanks for watching.